Many companies that are working on the question of aging and longevity here in the Bay Area, and there are many approaches to the problem. I can kind of go through a few of them, and then we can talk about them as well. So again, there's a lot of people looking into mitochondrial DNA damage and DNA damage in general, and likewise cell senescence and NAD replacement, and a few other compounds that are basically looking at augmenting as their concentration is affected with aging. But if you really look at it, aging is sort of a controlled event. It's similar to development, except it's sort of the other side of development, and pretty much driven by pretty much the same factors that drive the transition from, let's say, a 5-year-old to, let's say, a 20-year-old. Okay, so that whole control mechanism is still in place and still active even past the time when you reach maturity. So if you kind of if we all agree that we're pretty much at our optimal conditions, optimal health, and so on, when we're sort of in between the ages of, let's say, 19 and 21.
That whatever you mentioned, mitochondrial damage, DNA damage, cell senescence is really, things that are going right now. And as a doctor working in the longevity field, as a doctor working with the longevity clinics and consulting the longevity projects and seeing the patients, I think I might want to say something more from a down-to-earth part, is that I'm seeing people who are really interested in longevity. They come to the longevity clinics. They even can afford therapies. However, the problems that I see is that they still struggle to see the action points. There's lots and lots of testing now available, lots of genetic testing, lots of blood, stool testing, urine testing, lots of biomarkers. Clinics now test for more than 600 biomarkers. However, the problem is that people struggle to understand what is the action point. Okay, so I put my money in it, and I don't know how it benefits me. So I think a big thing that is more down to earth, but it's how do we really combine all of the testing that we do? How do we make a person actually understand what is the benefit of these testing? And another thing is, what is the action point?
To recognize that we are living in an era in health care where we are basically following many technologies, many therapies. We can mention stem cell technology, for instance. We can mention rejuvenation type of techniques. We can mention also in biotech all what is being done to improve, for instance, our eyesight or our hearing with implants and so on. So we are living this time where we have a lot of improvements, a lot of research in healthcare, in medicine in general. But they are still not oriented, let's say, in extending life extension. Why? Because all these therapies will be utilized for life extension. But in order to have a life extension, we need also to face the current problems. And I believe that the first priority